So we're going to do a breakdown of the official trailer for The Barn Part 2. Now, those of you that don't know, The Barn is a 2016 totally independent Halloween horror film. It's a retro throwback slasher. It takes place on Halloween 1989, and it's a ton of fun. I actually just rewatched it over Halloween weekend because I was so excited when this trailer was released right before Halloween. And we did talk about it on last week's show, and I told you we'd be doing a breakdown soon. So we're going to go ahead and get into that here now. So here we go. Trailer number 1 for The Barn Part 2. And there's a scene from the first film, of course.
It's been 3 years since Michelle survived a night of terror in the barn. Now, she's planning her sorority's annual Halloween haunted house.
I would like.
So right there, like I said, 3 years later, and it ups the setting to a sorority house. You know, the previous one took place in a small town called Weary Falls, and it had to do with the legend of the barn, where if you go trick or treating and you knock a certain number of times on the barn, then these demon trick or treaters come up from hell. And of course, that's what happens to the teenagers camping out nearby, trying to party nearby, I should say. So here we go, changing up the location to a sorority house. And again, that opening narration, as well as the title treatment, it's very retro. Like I said, that's right in line with the first Barn movie, so of course I would expect that. And this shot right here looks like it's something made in '92, and I think that's totally Justin's aim here with these films, to have them look time appropriate for where they take place. And he definitely nailed it with the Barnes look. So this looks like it's gonna be similar.
To make a motion to take our annual haunt into town and relaunch Halloween.
I think on a large scale, Sam
And
and
so
Josh's
there we
haunted
go.
house
We've
would be
got
the
some plot points right there, that the town is going to relaunch Halloween. I guess after the deaths of the previous film, it was probably banned, so they're relaunching it, and this is going to be part of our plot point. And there's our lead girl Michelle from the first film, talking about Sam and Josh's haunt. Now their haunt was based on the Legend of the Barn in the first movie. And so she's suggesting that they reopen that for this relaunch of Halloween. So you can imagine um, what's going to happen.
perfect way to kickstart Halloween and get back at Barnhart.
But the town busybody has other plans.
And playing the
faster we
town
can make this
busybody,
vote to reinstate
that is none other than the iconic Linnea Quigley, of course, of Night of the Demons, Return of the Living Dead, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and many others. She appeared in as Mrs. Barnhart in The Barn, and she is back once again. It looks like and the role is even more substantial, it appears, in this film. She's kind of on a crusade to keep Halloween down and keep Halloween banned in the town, it sounds like.
the ban on Halloween, the faster we can shut down that barn party.
And here we go, talking
And
about the barn
unfortunately
party.
The girls of Gamma
The girls of the
outside,
sorority with their
a few
beers, and you get a little
uninvited
sense of the
trick-or-treaters
party
have
there.
some plans of their own.
And they say that the some trick-or-treaters have some plans of their own, and this will enter our demon trick-or-treaters from the first film. Now, they do all have significantly different looks in this film, you'll notice, and not sure if I love the new looks more per se, but definitely glad to see them back and willing to give the new looks a chance. Overall, though, the setting upgrade of this film, I love the idea of moving it into the 90s and moving it to college. But there is the Scarecrow. He is the candy corn Scarecrow, or the Straw Man.
Cornfield, Slaughter Room.
And there is the Boogeyman. He is a miner because it's explained in the first film that he was basically Satan's right-hand man digging a tunnel out from hell. That's kind of how they got there. Now, this look at him looks really great. You'll see later on There's some different looks, so I don't know how that's going to play into it. As far as the different looks of the creature, if that's part of the plot or if that's just because they were shot at different times. Maybe people are seeing them differently, they're appearing differently, but you'll see there's a different look to the boogeyman later. Now, this one's really cool, though.
Pumpkin.
And there is Hallow Jack, is what he was called in the first film. And again, they all have slightly different looks. This is pretty awesome. He was probably my favorite of the three in the first film. I think he's still going to be. It's great because no matter what they do to him, he can always possess another jack-o'-lantern. So the only way to stop him really is to go pumpkin smashing. So that's our 3 demon trick-or-treaters back with their new looks. Like I said, I'm just so used to the old looks, but I really like this on Hallow Jack.
Enter upstairs.
And that haunted house seems to be the perfect place to make.
See, I think I just realized and answered my own question, guys. I think these are the masks that the kids are wearing. Yeah, that's the actual look that we saw a minute ago of the trick-or-treaters. But this look here, I don't think these are the actual demons. This is the barn party. This is the haunt, Sam and Josh's haunt that they had a kind of a low-budget basement version of, garage version of in the first movie. It looks like the girls are going to help them expand on this idea, and they're going to be playing these characters that are part of the local legend of this town. Only it's not just a legend. It really happened, we know, but I imagine certain people in the town, like Linnea's character, are going to be arguing otherwise. So there we go. That makes perfect sense to me of why the look was so different in some shots.
The perfect place to make a
Great Hallow sphere right there. And yeah, it looks like a couple of Hallow Jacks. It looks like the costumed version is going to come jack-o'-lantern to jack-o'-lantern, shall we say, to the real version there in the right-hand corner of the screen, it appears. So this is going to be a great scene when somebody dressed up as the Hallow Jack demon trick-or-treater is actually going to come into contact with the actual creature they're portraying. And I just love that signage right there in plain view. It says, "Wants to carve your head." This is going to be loads of fun. And this was something else that I absolutely love about the barn. It oozes Hallowsphere. It is done with so much Halloween love throughout it, and retro Halloween love, which gives me the warm feels all the time when I see the retro glow of blow molds and just old school homemade costumes. All right, let's move on.
new House of Horrors.
That's pretty
For our
gruesome
ghoulish-
effects. But yeah, they are opening a House of Horrors. Now
Feast.
this, again, that looks like
And
the
their new
actual...
bread.
And we might be getting some new demons. You see on the poster there are some new characters, some creature characters that were not featured in the first film, and this looks like it could be one of them. This kind of pig hog guy, hog demon. Again, no telling here if this is another one of the creatures or somebody in costume. And again, the whole tone of this trailer, it's a throwback, the music, the somewhat campiness to it, very early 90s, and very much the tone of the barn. These are films that know what they are and know what they want to be, and they're not trying to be anything else. And this trailer is just unabashed about that, and I love it. Here we get a taste of some of the costumes we'll see, some more of the Hallowsphere throughout, and little teases of some of the deaths. Justin came up with some really fun deaths in the first film, and they were able to accomplish it with very little to no budget, so I can't wait to see what he does in the sequel. This has been a long time coming, this film. Like I said, it was first announced over 3 years ago.
This all-new wild...
Now, see, there we go. That's the shot I was talking about earlier, but I'm thinking now, watching this for like the third time, I think I finally figured it out. And you guys tell me what you think. This is the haunt. These are the guys dressed up to be the demons, not the actual demons. The actual demons are going to show up and take these guys out and probably replace them in the haunt, and that'll make for all kinds of awesomeness. But there they are. That's the 3 trick-or-treating demons. But yeah, that looks like a cheap recreation of them, which makes perfect sense, because those other looks we see earlier in the trailer look badass.
Wild horror adventure stars Lexi Drips.
And right down to how they give the
Mitchell Mussolino,
lead actors
Will
each
Stout,
a title
with
scene.
Linnea Quigley, Ari Lehman,
And here's our genre
Lloyd
icons. Lloyd
The
Kaufman,
Last Drive-In's Joe Bob Briggs and Diana
and of
Prince,
course Joe Bob and
Hellraiser's
Diana,
Doug
and
Bradley. The
Pinhead
Barn
himself,
Part
Mr.
2.
Doug Bradley.
This year, no one can stop the harvest.
And I love this final shot. I mean, clearly an homage to Season of the Witch, Halloween 3. And that's our 3 trick-or-treaters there. Their silhouettes, unmistakable. And of course, the final narration, no one can stop the harvest.
This year, no one can stop the harvest.
This year, no one can stop the harvest. There we go. And I love that final shot right there. Just beautiful. Chad says, Hello Jack is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, he is. And like I said, he can possess pretty much any lit jack-o'-lantern. So that's awesome too.
Coming soon to home video.
All right. So I'm super excited for The Barn Part 2. That trailer looks amazing. It looks like it's going to honor and keep up everything they started with the first film and expand on it. We're going to get more of the 3 demon trick-or-treaters from hell. And yeah, now I'm a little more sold on their new looks because I see better what's going on. A lot of the shots in that trailer are the haunt actors, I believe, portraying the demons. And of course, that's going to just give the demons just the opening they need, just the reason they need to come back, I'm sure. And I'm sure at some point somebody's going to knock 3 times on the barn door. So what do you guys think? Let me hear your thoughts in the live chat right now. If you're watching this on replay, let me hear your down in the comments below. What do you think of this trailer? What did I miss in the trailer? Are you excited for The Barn Part 2? I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, I think The Barn Part 2 looks like loads of fun. It's just another amazing Halloween movie that we have to look forward to in 2022. We've been reporting on a lot of them that have already been announced and are already in production or in nearing the end of production in the case of The Barn Part 2. And just like everything else we've talked about on here, you can find out more about all of those films anytime at HalloweenDailyNews.com.